let's get right into it. So many schools today are stuck working with technology that, let's be honest, feels like it belongs in a museum. In this explainer, we're going to break down John Goodyear's super clear, totally doable 8-week plan to finally pull your school's IT into the 21st century. Does this sound familiar to you? Login times that take forever, laptop carts where half the batteries are dead before the first lesson is even over? That feeling that you're constantly fighting with the tech instead of, using it? If you're nodding along, trust me, you are not alone. And look, this isn't just a hunch, it's a real problem. As educator John Goodyear points out, a lot of schools are basically running on a system that's decades old, even with all the money spent on new servers and computers. This plan we're about to walk through, it's all about breaking that cycle for good. So what's the fix? Well, it's not about just buying another big, shiny server. It's about a total shift in how we think about this stuff. Moving away from all that complicated on-site hardware to something that's way more modern, efficient, and honestly, just easier for everyone. And the solution at the very center of this plan is Google Workspace for Education. Now, the key phrase here is totally cloud-based. What does that really mean? It means Google handles all the complicated, headache-inducing server stuff in the background. Your staff and students, all they need to do is log in. That's it. And here it is, the #1 reason this is such a game changer for any school, especially when budgets are tight. The main platform, with all of its incredible tools, it is completely 100% free for schools. That just wipes one of the biggest roadblocks to modernization right off the map from day one. So, okay, what do you actually get out of this? Well, for starters, you can get to your work from any device, from anywhere. No more files being trapped on one specific computer at school. You get amazing tools for students to collaborate, the brilliant Google Classroom, and that simple Login with Google button that makes everything easier. Plus, it works perfectly with affordable Chromebooks that, as the source says, just work. A big idea is great, but how do you actually do it? This is where it all gets real. We're about to walk through a step-by-step, week-by-week roadmap that takes this huge project and makes it feel totally achievable. So here's the entire journey at a glance. We start with planning and figuring out what you have. Then we move into setup and hardware. After that, it's all about people and apps. And we finish up with training and the big launch day. 8 weeks, 8 clear stages. Let's do it. All right, let's break down phase 1. The first 2 weeks are actually not about tech at all. They're about strategy. I mean, before you can change anything, you've got to know where you're trying to go and exactly what you're starting with. So in week 1, you just decide what success even looks like. What do you want IT to do for your teachers and students? Then, week 2, you do a simple one-page audit. What's working? What's a total disaster? And here's a key tip: get your IT support company involved. They'll see things you don't, and you can start connecting the problems to the actual budget. Okay, once you have your plan, it's time to move into the setup phase. This is where you put in the official application to Google, and at the same time, take a really hard, honest look at the actual devices everyone's going to be using. Now here's a great piece of pro advice. Buy a brand new, separate domain name just for this system. It keeps everything neat and tidy. Your IT company can handle the Google application for you. While that's happening, you need to identify any old, unreliable hardware, because a few bad laptops could really sabotage the whole project. This is really the moment to think about Chromebooks. They're simple, and the batteries last all day. So once Google says you're in, it's time to start filling up your new digital school. This phase is all about getting your staff and students into the system with their own logins, and then making the whole thing even more powerful by plugging in other great apps. And this is just perfect. It's a small detail that makes a massive difference. As you're adding all your users, make a physical printed login card for every single person. It sounds so simple, right? But as John Goodyear says, from his own experience, that little piece of paper can literally save an entire lesson when things get hectic on day 1. And if you want to see just how powerful this new setup is, look no further than an app like Canva. Because of that Login with Google feature, you can instantly give every single student and teacher a full-blown graphic design suite. People call it the Swiss Army knife of graphic design, and best of all, schools get the premium version for free. It's a no-brainer. We're almost there. We're in the home stretch. The technology is ready. The users are in the system. The apps are connected. Now for what is honestly the most important part, the people. This final phase is all about training and making sure launch day goes off without a hitch. So, some final tips for success. First, be patient. This is not a race. When you train your staff, just cover the absolute basics: how to log in, how to find their apps, and how to use Google Classroom. You might even want to do a phased rollout. Start with your older kids, like year 5 and 6, to work out any issues. And on the big day, make sure every child has that login card in their hand. So, after 8 weeks of focused work, what have you really done? This is so much more than just a tech upgrade. What you've really done is kickstarted a completely new era of teaching and learning at your school. Think about it. You've built a system that will grow with you, a way of working that's free for everyone who uses it. You've given your students and staff 24/7 access to their work and to each other. You've opened the door to amazing creative and AI tools. You've built a real, honest-to-goodness 21st century learning environment. And really, that's the question this all comes down to, isn't it? This collaborative, cloud-based way of doing things is just how the world works now. By making this change, you're not just upgrading your Wi-Fi or your computers. You're making sure your kids aren't being left behind.